Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque, and welcome back to Season 4 of Luminous Clan in ClanGen, the Warrior Cats clan generator game. When we left off in the previous episode, we welcomed in a litter of one single brown and white kitten by the name of Hiket. And Tornfern was hoping to have a big litter. She's quite young, her mate is quite young, one's an adult, one's a young adult, so fingers crossed. I was hoping we were gonna get multiple kittens. Not the case. For some reason, our clan is cursed with having really tiny litters. So once more, we have just one. But we also have Lupine Star, who has told Howl that he is going to be slated as the next breeder, and so she is going to be choosing someone to bring into the clan for him. So we're going to have to see how those efforts of hers goes. But let's just go ahead, guys, jump to the leader's den. I want to see our kitten with his eyes open and get a better look at him. So let's roll the dice. Oh, okay, we got a 1 on the D10, so that's Lion Clan, and we got a 4 on the D8, which is Offend. Now let's go ahead and skip a moon. Okay, Luminous Clan does not have enough healthy medicine cats. Cats will be sick/hurt for longer and have a higher chance of dying. Despite the additional focus of the clan, neither prey nor herbs could be gathered. During the gathering, Lupine Star keeps talking over Lion Clan's leader. Lion Clan relations have worsened. And guys, when Luminous Clan finds her, Frond is highly skeptical of her old clanmate's offer to return. The clanmates that drove her from her nest, from her home, now want her to return? Warily, Frond allows herself to be led back to camp. That's right. So, Lupine Star, she actually went out to find Frond again and bring her back into the clan for Howl. Frond, who was the previous clan leader and mate of Daisyquake, and because she couldn't establish herself in the clan, she was cast out. But this whole time, and I feel terrible, but this whole time she's actually been grieving still for Daisyquake. And Lupine Star, she thought to herself that since Frond has already, been in the clan once, served in the clan, it might be a little bit more agreeable to the cats rather than bringing in a complete stranger to have someone who already has kind of some ties to these cats. Let's keep going. Cloudfur is suddenly struck by a sharp pain in her chest. She's found later that day cold. Cloudfur died. We were just talking in the last episode about how, for the first time ever, we have had a cat live at the same time as a great-grandson. She got to see her great-grandson being born, and then she died. Oh, Cloudfur. Frond tells herself that she can't let these feelings consume her. Instead, she has to learn to live with it. Look, guys, she just got over her grief. This whole time we've been away, she's been grieving for Daisyquake, and only now has she overcome that. Frond will always love Daisyquake, but has decided to move on, and I think she knows the reason she was brought into the clan. She's aware of that. And if you think about it, it's kind of interesting because Frond was mentoring Mousekit when Mousekit was Mousepaw, and then after she left, Howl became the new mentor of Mousepaw. I feel like Mousepaw's life is very complicated because before he had, his mate who was the ex-mate of his mentor. Now he's having his two ex-mentors, or not ex-mentors, but he's having his two mentors become mates. So he lives, it's a very interconnected clan. There's like webs everywhere. Rumors reach your clan that the Lone Gemini has died recently, so one of the lightless cats. Howl travels to Lynx Clan to resolve some recent herb gathering disputes. However, it seems Howl only made Lynx Clan more upset. Rumors reach your clan that the exiled Tree Whistle has died recently, one of the lightless cats. And then Lupine Star fusses gently with Cloudfur's fur, hiding the evidence of what killed her. She wants to remember her as she was in life, not like this. She spends time by herself, letting herself mourn Cloudfur and the time they should have had together. No one can begrudge her the need to grieve. Sunchill feels unsteady at the thought of trying to pad through life without Cloudfur to rely on. In the dead of night, he wails into the vast sky, unable to fathom StarClan's cruelty. He glares up at Silverpelt, gouging the earth with shaky claws. At the vigil, Tornfern snorts in frustration when she realizes this is just another excuse for every cat to talk about how great she is, or rather was, because we know that Tornfern actually hated her aunt Cloudfur, which is kind of sad, but yeah, she wasn't very fond of Cloudfur. They had a personality clash. The past moon, Cloudfur has taken their place in StarClan. Luminous Clan mourns their loss, and their clanmates will miss the spot they took up in their lives. Moments of their life are shared in stories around the circle of mourners, as those that were closest to them take them to their final resting place. So that is what we have for our major events. I wonder how Frond feels being back now. And, hi, Kit! Oh my goodness. He looks like a purplish brown, I'm not gonna lie, but he is so cute. So he's a brown cat that has like a splotch of white on his face with those amber eyes that look so cute. Oh my goodness. He's still skittish and like his father, he's interested in oddities. Oh, that is so cute. That's like perfect. Because Mousestripe, as a young cat, was interested in oddities, and now his son is exactly the same, except he's a little bit skittish. So he gets spooked and nervous about things very easily, probably because he's like hyper aware of his surroundings and certain things, you know, very vigilant compared to a normal cat, a normal kitten like his father was. So, I love that. He looks so cute though and so unique. He definitely looks like plum colored. He looks plum colored. His father was like a quartz and he's more plum colored, I feel. But definitely there's like a purplish tint going on with Mousestripe's line. Very, very fascinating. That is so adorable though. So unique with that white on his face. Oh my goodness, you are too cute. You are way too cute. But okay, let's go to the medicine cat den. Rosemary was used for Cloudfur's body. Lupine Star was given Juniper as treatment for grief-stricken. Sunchill was given Juniper as treatment for grief-stricken. Tornfern was given Juniper as treatment for recovering from birth. Frond was given Juniper as treatment for grief-stricken, and then Frond overcame her grief. Mousestripe was given Juniper as treatment for heat exhaustion. Now let's see how relationships are going and how the other cats might feel about Frond coming back. Stonespeck saw Howl Falcon hide something before talking to her. Stonespeck stops and thinks before assuming the worst of Mousestripe. Cloudfur is talking about what to do tomorrow with Magpie Heart. Cloudfur can... Oh, and we also will be able to piece together, what Cloudfur was doing before she passed away. So she was making plans with Magpie Heart. And then Cloudfur can hear the truth in her son Sunchill's words when he talks about protecting others. So she was spending time with his son. Lupine Star swears she sees Magpie Heart sneaking around the camp at night. Lupine Star got a bunch of the cats up for morning stretches. They didn't like it. Lupine Star helps Howl Falcon figure out how to word something. Magpie Heart and Lupine Star keep making each other yawn. Mousestripe insulted Magpie Heart's looks behind his back and thought Magpie Heart didn't hear it as mean. Sunchill didn't know that Stonespeck was so talented. Sunchill doubts whether Mousestripe even likes him at all. Magpie Heart confuses Tornfern in a conversation. Tornfern is told about Mousestripe's bravery during a recent time of struggle. Okay, so these two mates seem to be getting along a little bit better after the birth of their kit. Maybe they've decided to kind of focus... Oh, I feel like... Actually, I feel like it's more Tornfern. Tornfern, ever since she gave birth, I feel like has been deciding, or when she got further along in a pregnancy, I feel like she's decided to let go of Howl Falcon and focus on Mousestripe, which is good for their relationship and family. Frond and Lupine Star fill a puddle in the camp with sand together. Again, we saw that Lupine Star is the one who brought Frond back. Frond is letting Mousestripe share his troubles with her, hoping he'll feel better afterwards. I love that. So after talking to the leader, the first cat that she really has a good interaction with is her previous apprentice, Mousestripe, who is now a warrior, has a mate, and a son. So things have actually changed a lot since the last time Frond was with the clan, and I think looking at him, she would feel very proud of the way that he has turned out. Frond will always love Daisyquake, but has decided to move on. Howl Falcon feels betrayed by something Hykit said. Mousestripe and Hykit keep trying to figure out what a bad smell in camp is. Hykit realized that he was too harsh in his judgment of a lupine star. And then we have the death of Cloudfur. So really, the last cat that Cloudfur interacted with was literally her son, and before that with Magpie Heart. So she wasn't ready to pass on because she was making plans with Magpie Heart. But then after that, she kind of, I feel like her conversation with Sunchill gave her a lot of peace, because she kind of thought to herself that, you know what, my son will be okay without me. He'll be able to protect the others. But she doesn't know that Sunchill accidentally murdered a cat. I mean, I guess she doesn't need to know. She has faith in her son. But, oh, Cloudfur. At least she had, like, good conversations and moments with the cats before she died. So I don't feel like she got kind of the short end of the stick. She was surrounded by the things she loved before she went away. Okay, so that's all we have for events. Let me cut the recording here and we'll continue with the cat list. Okay, it is time for us to resume with the cat list, and we have had changes in our politics once more. So guys, Lupine Claw, who has been mourning following the death of Cloud Run, and I think also just feeling a sense of defeat, because when she came into power, she made all these promises, she had all these plans about not bringing outsiders in again. They would try and return to the golden age of just being luminous cats, and she kind of failed. From the breakup to the litter with just one kitten, this is not enough blood for us to return to the golden age of keeping it in the clan. Like, it's just not going to work out. And I think Lupine Claw has shamelessly handed over her position to Fronstar. As soon as Fronstar's come in, it's almost as though she's passing responsibility and she doesn't want to deal with it anymore. She's shameless. She doesn't care. She thought she could make it work. She didn't make it work. And now that things have backfired, she is like shoving it back onto Fronstar and saying, okay, you handle it. So that's kind of one of the big changes that's happened. Fronstar has kept Lupine Claw as a deputy. Sunchill has been demoted back to Medicine Cat, and Tornfern is now the mediator, which means Howl Falcon is no longer needed in politics, so he has stepped out of that and returned to becoming a warrior. But this is the new arrangement that has been happening. Now, I don't know how Fronstar is going to feel about this, if she's going to stay on for any bit of time, or if she's going to want to step down really quickly, because, even though Lupine Claw doesn't want to take responsibility, maybe Fronstar feels like she's also not the right cat for this. But in terms of loyalties, you can already see none of the cats over here, including Lupine Claw, feel as though Fronstar is the right leader for the clan. Or I should say, none of them are loyal to her because they don't necessarily believe in her as the leader. However, Lupine Claw, despite this, doesn't want to take responsibility, I think, for how things have turned out. And she's basically copping out of the whole situation with the clan. So that's why Fronstar is in power. So I do want to take a look at her leadership ceremony. So we'll go through that, and then we have to actually see what what the focus is going to change to. Frond leaves to speak with Star Clan. She closes her eyes and is immediately surrounded by her loved ones, friends, and clanmates who have passed on. Stars shine throughout their pelts and their eyes are warm as they greet the new leader. Tail flicking nervously, Frond watches the Star Clan cat approach. Daisyquake! Her first mate dips his head and reassures Frond that if she wasn't fit to be leader, she wouldn't have made it this far. Frond braces as she receives a life for confidence, hoping that the starry cat is right. Frond can barely meet Cloudfur's gaze as the starry cat approaches. Her head snaps up as Cloudfur mews at her to take heart in the life she's about to give. As Cloudfur touches her forehead, a life for certainty surges through her, filling her with a resolve she's never felt before. Pepper strides forward, an energy in his steps that wasn't present in his last moments. He gives a life for empathy. Frond tries to keep her whiskers from trembling as Plumraven pads forward. Plumraven looks at her sympathetically before pressing her nose to Frond's head, giving a life for strength, and telling her that her clan needs her now. Frond can barely meet Buttercup Dusk's gaze as the starry cat approaches. Her head snaps up as Buttercup Dusk mews at her to take heart in the life he's about to give. As Buttercup Dusk touches her forehead, a life for bravery surges through her, filling her with a resolve she's never felt before. Shadow Swirl pads up to the new leader, softly touching her nose to Frond's head. She gives a life for duty. Orchid Shine dips her head in greeting. Energy surges through Frond's pelt as she receives a life for sympathy. She reassures Frond that she is almost done. Godzilla strides forward, an energy in his steps that wasn't present in his last moments. He gives a life for humility. Finally, Neostar steps forward. There is pride in her gaze as she stares into Frond's eyes. She gives a life for tireless energy. Neostar hails Frond by her new name, Frondstar, telling her that her old life is no more. She is granted guardianship of Luminous Clan a second time and is told to use her new power wisely. The starry group of cats yowls Frondstar's name in support. Frondstar wakes up feeling a new strength within her body and knows that she is now ready to lead the clan. So once more responsibility has been passed on to her, the first thing she's going to do, of course, is to fulfill the reason she was brought into the clan and become mated to Howl Falcon. But I don't know how this is going to work. They're incompatible. She's a nervous cat. He's bloodthirsty. And Frondstar knows the way the clan works. If Howl Falcon rejects this mating and rejects this pairing, then she is going to be cast out again. Can she afford to do that a second time? I don't know. I mean, the first time was not because of a breakup. The first time was because her mate was murdered. So, there is that. And she still doesn't know who murdered her mate. That's the thing, her last mate. She doesn't know who murdered. So, a lot of things for us to consider over here. But there we go. We have that pairing between these two cats. I need to make sure that I go ahead and... Oh, sorry, no. Yes, you need to have kits. The Howl Falcon need to be able to have kits. And I'm pretty sure I've prevented these two, right? Yes, I think I have. Excellent. Okay. Also, because... Oh, I was going to say, because Tornfern is the mediator, we can mediate between the two of them. But I don't think we can right now because Tornfern is in mourning, I think, as are Sunchill and Lupine Claw. So let's go and set the new focus under the new clan leader. Now, before she left, I think she was focusing on resting and recovering, and I feel like she would still want to do that. I could kind of see Frondstar being a little bit terrified and overly maybe sensitive coming back into the clan a second time. Yes, she made an effort the first time and she was actually, trying to fit in, but I think the harshness of having her mate murdered and being kicked out and then brought back in, I feel like she would be kind of extra neurotic coming back and constantly worried about everything. Worried about how long she's going to stay, if she's going to be able to do well, if the cat she's been paired with is going to accept her. I think she would be quite freaked out in general, so I think she would rest and recover, take more time with the clan, be more careful. So we'll change our focus to that under Frondstar for a second time. I want to quickly take a look to see their relationships. So she is friends with Howl Falcon. Well, she considers Howl Falcon to be a friend of hers. But does Howl Falcon feel the same? He does not. He does not. And I have no clue what his take on this is going to be until, we go into the next moon and we get to see them interact a little bit more. Frondstar obviously sees him as a friend, so I think she's hopeful that it will work with him. Howl Falcon, however, I don't know. I have zero clue what's going on. If we at least had a mediation session, I'd be able to get an indicator about how they feel. But right now, I'm not entirely sure. So let's just see what everyone's doing for the day. Fronstar worries that she would be defenseless in battle, and I think the way for us to interpret this is that Fronstar feels or worries that if something else happens in the clan, she's going to be defenseless and she's going to be kicked out again. Lupine Claw is thinking about battle strategies, probably about, hunting strategies and stuff. I think she just doesn't want to even consider anything to do with leadership right now. I mean, that's the whole reason she gave it up. She made these promises, she couldn't deliver, and she shamelessly, as part of her personality, she shamelessly gave it up. Sunchill wishes he had wings so he could catch birds easier. Tornfern almost got lost near some two-leg nests. Howl Falcon chats with Tornfern about what it's like to be a medicine cat. Mousestripe almost got lost near some two-leg nests. Stonespeck arranged the flowers for Cloudfur's vigil. Aww. And now I feel bad with Stonespeck is like the last of her family kind of left. She doesn't have... Hold on a second. Yeah, that is so sad. Guys, Stonespeck doesn't have any family left. I mean, she has her like nieces and nephews and stuff, but her immediate family. She does not have like her parents around anymore. She does not have her mates, her child, her siblings. She's the last one out of her immediate family that is left. That is so sad. But she has lived a long, long time. And it's kind of wild when you think about it, because Stonespeck was born while we were playing, guys. She's clan born. We saw her be born as a newborn, like a kitten, and then she, grew up into an apprentice and then a warrior, and she has been with us this entire time. And I feel like with Stonespeck, because we have had, cats in the past give up leadership like Stonespeck, but I feel like all the times Stonespeck did it, I think she did it twice. I feel like Stonespeck did it for honorable reasons and for the right reasons, but Lupine Claw did not. I don't think Lupine Claw did. She, I think, took the easy way out and she just copped out of that. Magpie Heart stayed the longest at Cloudfur's vigil. She was his aunt, one of his aunts, of course. And Hykit is crushing leaves under his paws, helping out his mother at the medicine cat den, which is very cute. So that is all we have for the cat list. Let me cut the recording here and we'll continue with patrols. Okay, we are continuing with patrols. We barely have any cats going out because our medicine cat is down, a lot of the other cats are grieving, and it seems as though we really only have, conveniently, the two newly mated cats who are going to be going out. Now, we have 22 prey, we need 20, so we're not actually killing for food, which means they're going to go out on a random patrol, and maybe we'll get a little bit of an indicator about whether they get along or they don't. So, Howl Falcon and Fronstar, let's see what they get up to. The patrol comes across a small dog right on the border of Luminous Clan territory. Normally when, small dogs aren't that big of a problem, but then again, when you have, even stuff like small dogs, usually things are okay when you have a bigger patrol, but I don't know. We have a bloodthirsty cat. This might be okay. The dog gets a lucky hit in on Howl Falcon, though together the patrol is still able to drive it off successfully. So Howl Falcon got some scrapes, but they did go through a bit of a harrowing incident, and they managed to get out of it okay. So I wonder, thankfully it's not bad enough that it's going to affect Howl Falcon, but I wonder if that has changed anything between the two of them. It doesn't seem as though it has, but maybe Howl Falcon will think back to this, in the next moon, and consider to himself that Fronstar was reliable when he did need her. So, I don't know. Guys. Okay, with that said and done, I'm gonna leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.